All right, if you're a local business owner, I bet you've done this. You search for your own service on Google Maps, and you see your competitor sitting right there in those top 3 spots, and you're just not. So ever wonder why they're there? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down in this explainer. Not just the why, but how you can fix it. Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, let's be super clear about what we're all fighting for. It's called the Map Pack, those top 3 businesses you see right under the map. And let me tell you, this isn't about bragging rights. It is literally the most valuable real estate on the internet for a local business. This is where the calls come from. It's where your next customer is making their decision.
So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the real reason you're not ranking, and I promise it's not what you think. Then we'll unlock the power of your Google business profile, bust some really common myths, and I'll reveal the one secret that actually moves the needle. And we'll wrap it all up with a 90-day action plan. By the end of this, you're going to see this whole thing in a completely new way. All right, let's get right into it. The #1 reason most local businesses struggle to rank has nothing to do with some secret, complicated SEO hack you're missing out on. Nope, it's actually way more fundamental than that.
And here it is. This is the whole enchilada. You're not losing because the game is rigged. You're losing because Google simply isn't confident enough in your business to recommend you to its users. Think about that. So our entire mission, starting right now, is to build that trust.
So the big question is, how do we build that confidence? Well, we start with what is probably the single biggest opportunity for most local businesses, your Google business profile. The real question you need to ask yourself is this: are you sending Google signals that you're an active, trustworthy business? Or are you sending signals of, well, neglect?
Does this look a little too familiar? I bet it does. It's the classic set it and forget it trap. You fill everything out once when you create the profile, and then crickets. Maybe a few reviews trickle in here and there, but there's no actual strategy. It's the digital equivalent of a storefront with dusty windows and a closed sign that's been hanging there for a year. Would you recommend a place that looks like that?
And here's the fascinating part: how Google sees all this in action. You gotta remember, Google isn't trying to be mean. It's just being really, really careful. A profile that's just sitting there starts raising all these red flags. It starts asking questions like, is this place even still open? What kind of work are they even doing? Can I really trust them? A neglected profile just screams risk, and Google's entire job is to minimize risk for its users.
So this is the mindset shift you have to make right now. Your profile is not some static, boring listing in a phone book. It is your direct line to Google's brain. It's the best tool you have to prove over and over again what you do, where you do it, and why you are the absolute best choice.
Okay, building on that, let's bust a few common myths. Because honestly, a lot of businesses get stuck focusing on completely the wrong stuff. So let's clear the air on a few things right now.
All right, here's the big one. You've probably thought this. My business is physically here, so that's the only place I can rank, right? It feels like your address puts you in this tiny little box. But is that actually true? No way, not even close. Think of proximity like a tiebreaker, not a prison. I mean, sure, if 2 businesses are completely identical in every single way, the closer one wins. But here's the thing, things are never equal. Most of your competitors are sending really weak signals to Google. So by building stronger trust signals, you can absolutely jump right over competitors who are technically closer to the searcher.
Okay, myth #2, that a 5-star review is a 5-star review, period. We're all chasing those stars, right? But does Google actually see them all the same? Let's take a look.
I mean, just look at the difference here. Great service. That's nice for you, but it tells Google almost nothing. But that other review? Whoa! It mentions the specific service, kitchen remodel, and the location. That right there is pure gold for Google. It's a real customer confirming exactly what you do and where you do it. And it's not just what's in the review, it's the rhythm, the flow. A steady trickle of new reviews tells Google, hey, we're busy, we're active, people love us. But a big burst of reviews from 2 years ago followed by silence? Yeah, that looks like a business that might have closed down. Consistency will beat a one-time blast, every single time. And that, right there, brings us to the real secret sauce. It's not some clever trick, it's not a hack. The key to winning Google's trust and climbing up that map pack is simple, maybe a little boring, but relentless consistency. Think about it this way. Every photo you post, every update you share, every new review, it's like a heartbeat.
A steady heartbeat tells Google, hey, we're alive over here, we're still open, still doing great work, and customers are still picking us. It just erases any doubt and gives Google the confidence it's craving. Now, a really important heads up here, because consistency is, work, it can be super tempting to look for shortcuts. Please, don't do it. Things like stuffing keywords in your name or creating fake locations. Yeah, you might get a tiny little boost for a week, but it will always, always backfire. Breaking Google's trust is like digging a hole that's almost impossible to climb out of.
Okay, enough theory. Let's make this real. If you're ready to actually see a change in the next 3 months, here is your action plan. No fluff, no tricks, just the foundational stuff that actually works.
All right, for the next 90 days, this is your focus. Number 1, perfect that profile. And I mean perfect. Fill out every single box, every category, all your services, load it up with photos, make it 100% complete. Number 2, actively cultivate reviews. Build a simple system to ask customers for reviews that talk about the service they got and where they are. And number 3, align your website. Your website and your profile need to sing the exact same song. No contradictions.
And that brings us to the final and maybe most important piece of this whole puzzle. And you know what? It's a huge opportunity, especially if you're in a smaller town.
Because here's the honest truth. Your local competition, they're probably not doing any of this. They are making all those same set it and forget it mistakes we just talked about. That is your golden opportunity. You don't have to be some SEO genius. You just have to be more consistent and more trustworthy than them. The bar is way lower than you think.
So let's just reframe this whole thing. Your goal isn't to beat Google or trick the algorithm. Your goal is to help Google trust you. That's it. When you make it super easy for Google to see what you do and that you do it well, they'll reward you for it. It's that simple.
So I'll leave you with this one question. Take a really hard, honest look at your online presence right now. What story are all your signals telling Google? Is it a story that inspires confidence? If the answer is no, well, now you know exactly how to change the ending to that story. Go get started.